Hello, everyone, and welcome to our class, Latina Narratives. This is ETST 3574 combined with English 3334, Latina Narratives of Citizenship and Belonging for the fall. My name is Elizabeth Garcia. I will be your instructor for this semester for this course. In this video, I'd like to go over the course syllabus and our Canvas page to make sure that we're all starting out understanding the course a little bit in general. Of course, you can always email me if you have any further questions. There is also an additional Who Am I video where you'll learn a little bit more about me and my background for any of you that might be curious about who I am. I know that with online classes, sometimes it's really difficult to know who your professor is and know more than just, whatever you see online or via email. So I try to do these videos so that students can get to know me a little bit better. So for this video, like I said, we'll go over the syllabus. This top part here gives you my office information, where my office is, and most importantly, my email address. That's the best way to get in touch with me. I will also have office hours Wednesday afternoons from 2 to 3 p.m. in person and via Zoom by appointment if you prefer. This first section here tells you what the course is about. This is a literature course where we are focusing on Latinx women and their experiences, particularly navigating questions of citizenship and belonging. We are going to read a few novels throughout the course, and we'll also begin with some articles thinking about definitions of citizenship in general to guide sort of our thinking and conversation throughout the semester. The particular groups that we'll be discussing within the larger Latinx population will be Mexican Americans, Puerto Ricans, Cuban Americans, and Peruvian immigrants. So those are the groups represented by the various novels that we will be reading. The next section includes my diversity statement, which is just my way of communicating to students my intent and goals in creating an inclusive course. Please do let me know any ways to improve the effectiveness of the course for you personally or for other students or student groups. The next section discusses the course goals and learning objectives. This gives you a sense of what are some of the things you'll be able to better understand and learn and do by the end of the course. The next section I call teaching philosophy, which again gives you a little bit more information about how I think about teaching, what I call holistic learning, and what that looks like from my perspective, as well as some information about my background that you may have some curiosities about. And like I said, that Who Am I video gives you a little bit more of that information as well. The online elements of this course is completely online. Everything will be done through our Canvas page, which I will go over in a little bit. Each week in the semester has its own module in the Canvas page. The components will include typically an introduction for the week, lecture video and any other supplemental videos, and weekly discussion posts, which we have, as well as any other additional assignments. The weekly introduction page includes any announcements, what the reading is for the week, where your to-dos are for the week, as well as any other relevant information that I need to share with you that week. The week for this course begins on Tuesday mornings and ends Monday evenings. This means that new modules are published Tuesday of each week, and weekly discussion posts are due by Monday night. And this is to give you the full weekend to complete the material and assignments for the class. For those of you that may have full-time jobs or just have very busy weekdays, I wanted to give you the full weekend to be able to complete your assignments for the class each week. It's extremely important that you keep pace with the readings and assignments for each week so that you don't fall behind. You need to make sure to look at the module for each week. Make sure you don't miss out on any due dates. So make sure to turn on your notifications on Canvas so that you can get those notifications when something new's popped up on Canvas. As I mentioned, I will hold office hours Wednesday afternoons and via Zoom. If you prefer a Zoom appointment, please email me with your available days and times so we can go ahead and schedule that. All communications from me will come to your university email address, so make sure to check that particular email regularly. I will not be emailing you to your Gmail address or anything else you may have. So make sure that you check your university email address regularly. While I do my best to communicate all instructions and expectations of the course via email, Canvas announcements, and the instructions for assignments, it is the student's responsibility to make sure that you are keeping up with due dates for all assignments. So make sure to read all emails, any announcements you get, instructions for assignments carefully. Make sure to note due dates as well in your calendars. But as always, if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to email me. Time management is essential for this course. If managing your time is a challenge for you, please refer to the time management resources I've made available on the study resources Canvas page. And I'll point to that when we are talking about Canvas. Now, in terms of what are the assignments for this class. So here in the formal evaluation section, you see all the different assignments through which you can earn points. There are a couple of these 5-point assignments, the demographic survey, the midterm self and course evaluation, and the course feedback survey. These you gain the points for just completing these. There's sort of, grades on it, but these are meant as a way for me to check in with you, get to know you a little bit better, see how you're doing throughout the course, and get any feedback on anything that I can do differently to make sure that you are successful in the class. The next section discusses extra credit policy. If you have a need for extra credit, there is an extra credit assignment page on Canvas where extra credit options will be available for you throughout the semester. Whenever I add something new, like if I find out about an event going on campus that I think is relevant to the course that I want to offer extra credit for, I will post that on the extra credit assignment page, but I'll also send you an announcement letting you know that something new has been added to that page. Here's a grading rubric so that you know what is an A, B, and so on. And here's the descriptions of the other assignments. So first you will have a syllabus quiz, which is to make sure that you have read the syllabus carefully and understand it. And that will be due during the first week. There are 2 intro papers. Part 1 will be due September 5th, and the second part will be due December 12th. And this is a 2-page paper that is really in the first part asking you to sort of situate yourself and your knowledge around citizenship and belonging at the beginning of the semester. And then at the end of the semester, I ask you to revisit what you wrote in that first page and reflect on how your relationship to citizenship and belonging has changed as a result of the course. And the instructions for that assignment will have much more detail on the assignment itself. But for now, you should definitely make note of what these due dates are. Every week, you also have a discussion post that you need to respond to. You will also need to respond to at least one other student's post. These discussions are meant to reflect on the course content. You're expected to provide thoughtful responses demonstrating that you have engaged fully with the week's material. You will earn 15 points for each discussion post. Grade is based on demonstrating that you have engaged with the content of the course and that you're providing a thoughtful response and have actively engaged with the response of at least one other student. There are also 2 papers, a midterm paper and a final analytical paper. For these papers, you will have a number of writing prompts to choose from. You choose one of the writing prompts to write about, and you will write a 5-page paper. The midterm is due October 17th and the final December 15th. Again, please make note of these due dates. And there will be more detailed instructions on the assignment page for each of these as well. The next section covers course policies. The very first one is important if you need an extension in any of your assignments. I use what are called OOPS tokens. You can use up to 2 OOPS tokens throughout the semester. These, however, cannot be used for discussion posts or the final paper. To use your OOPS token, download the form on the OOPS token page on Canvas, fill it out as a very short form, and submit it to me via email at least 1 hour before the assignment is due. The OOPS token allows you a 3-day extension. Once I receive the OOPS token, I will respond with a new due date for your assignment. However, If you need more than 2 extensions during the semester, or you need a longer extension during the semester because of something that is going on, please email me and we can work something out, okay? My main concern is that you are able to be successful in the course. This next session on incompletes gives you information about the university policy around incompletes. This is something to come back to at the end of the semester if you think you might want to take an incomplete for this course at that point. The next section is also very important to note on communication and email policy. As I said before, the best way to communicate with me is via email, but you should be aware that I check my email Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and sparingly on weekends. Therefore, you should not expect quick responses from me if you email after 5 p.m. weekdays or during the weekends. Communication is also key when it comes to any issues or challenges you may be having that prevent you from attending class, turning in an assignment on time, or impact your overall performance in class. Communicating with me as early as possible when confronted with an issue will ensure that I can work with you to maximize your success in the course. Then we have the student code of conduct. I assume that you are following CU Denver's honor code, particularly when writing your papers and doing your assignments. So please make sure that you are familiar with the university's honor code and what it means to plagiarize or any of that honor code violations that may happen. The next section, I created a list of available help and support at the institution. I started off with a description of what student office hours are. I find that sometimes students don't come to office hours unless they're in trouble. And I just want to reiterate that the student office hours are meant for you to come and talk about anything, questions you may have about your major, questions you may have about ethnic studies, questions you may have about, graduate school, future career, and so on. So office hours are really a way for you to get to know your professors better, but also, and more importantly, for your professors to get to know you. It's important when you need a letter of reference from a professor that you have built a relationship with those professors so that they can write the best letter for you. And office hours are a way to create and build those relationships. So I highly encourage you to come during my office hours Wednesday afternoons, or if you can't make that, email me and we can set up a time to chat. If you are a student with disabilities, please make sure to register with the office on campus so that they communicate with me and I am well informed as to which accommodations you need so I can make sure to make those possible for you. Also, if you have any religious holiday accommodations you need for this semester, please let me know. Again, I'm more than happy to make those accommodations for you. There is a student and community counseling center on campus, a writing center. There's also the Phoenix Center, which offers support services and resources for anyone experiencing interpersonal violence. This has been a very useful resource for many of my students in the past, so I highly recommend you check them out. Food insecurity is something that we're learning more and more many college students experience, and so on campus we do have a food pantry, and I wanted to include that information for you here should you need it. If you are a veteran or military student, we also have an office for you on campus. Please make yourself familiar with that office and whatever resources they have there that might be helpful for you. The Center for Identity and Inclusion is another resource on campus that is a fantastic place for students to not just get support, but also become engaged on campus. If you're looking for a way to get more engaged on campus and you have time to do that, I highly recommend you check them out. And finally, we have an LGBTQ resource center on campus that is shared by the 3 institutions on the area campus. So I included information about the center as well. So in terms of what books do you need for this course? So here are listed the various novels we will be reading. Kali Fajardo Anstein's Woman of Light, which just came out this summer, and she is a Denver author. Elena Maria Viramontes, Under the Feet of Jesus. Judith Ortiz Coffer, Line of the Sun. Cristina Garcia's Dreaming in Cuban, and Melissa Rivero's The Affairs of the Falcons. The first few weeks, and the rest of the syllabus here, you have the course schedule. The first week is just familiarizing ourselves with the course and reading a short article called Claiming Your Education. that is on the first module on Canvas, available for you to read there. The next couple of weeks, we're going to be reading some articles. These articles will also appear on the module for that week. There'll be PDF attachments for you to download and read. And then we get into reading the novels. And so I've split the novels in half. So we will take 2 weeks with each novel to discuss them. And so those will appear here as well as on Canvas. The week that your midterm is due, there will be no readings assigned. I want you to make sure to catch up with any readings that you need to catch up with so that you can complete your paper that week and also fill out the midterm self and course evaluation. And then after that, we have 2 weeks with Line of the Sun, 2 weeks with Dreaming in Cuban, and the week 13 and 14 with the Affairs of the Falcon, with the fall break in between. The last week, again, there are no readings. This is again a time for you to catch up and to do your second part of the intro paper and then get ready for finals. So that's a gist, very quick gist of how the semester will go. So let me share here the Canvas page now, so that we can go over that very quickly. So this is what our Canvas page looks like. If you click on syllabus, you will find pretty much a lot of the information that we just went over on the syllabus is here as well. Here's the full syllabus that you can download, but I've also pulled some of those sections we went over here as pages as for easy access. Here is the student resources page I mentioned, where you can find, oops, what happened there? Hold on 1 second. I'm not sure why that's not showing up. There it is. Okay, so the study resources page, this is where the resources are for your time management that I mentioned before. I also included a resource on tips for how to take notes on academic texts should you need some extra help there. And then in the pages section here is the extra credit assignment options that I mentioned. This is where you will find extra credits that are available for you to use. The OOPS token, this is if you want an extension on an assignment, this is where you would get your OOPS token from. Here's where you download it, fill it out and email it to me. And let's see what other page I wanted to. And I think those are all the pages with sort of information. Now, when you click on the modules, this is going to be your home basically throughout the semester for each week. For week 1, most of the weeks will look very similar to this one. There'll be an introduction for the week, a videos page for the week, which will include a lecture video and any other supplemental videos. I like to use a lot of supplemental videos for my classes to sort of give more context and information to students about the topic of the week. I will also include the slides for the lecture as well, so that you can have that and make notes as you're watching the lecture video. This particular week, you have discussion post guidelines and the article Claiming an Education to read through. So whenever there's a reading that's outside of the text, that will also appear in the particular week that it is assigned. You will have your discussion post available during each module as well. This week, you will have a syllabus quiz and the demographic survey. Okay, so that's pretty much how each week module will go. As I said, these will be published Mondays, and you will have until the following Tuesday to complete all the reading assignments, watch the videos, and do your discussion post, plus any other assignments that might be due that week. So I think that is the gist of our Canvas page. But again, if you have any questions, please make sure to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you may have. I'm excited to engage with you this semester in our discussions about these various Latina authors. And I'm excited to have students both from the English department and ethnic studies together. So I'm really looking forward to a dynamic conversation throughout the semester. This ends this video for now. Have a wonderful week and email me if you have any questions. Take care.